Shalom. I sure hope everybody is doing well. We'll just give it a few minutes for people to come in. Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a very, very cloudy day where I am. I haven't seen the sun probably in like about 2-3 days. Yeah, it's just all overcast here and everything. You don't hear anything. I'm not muted. All right. All right. So, if you can't hear me, you might want to log out and come back in. I got other devices on. I can hear myself. Shalom. Okay. It could be StreamYard. Always some what they call it, technical difficulty. Okay. All right, we'll just give it another few minutes. We have 168 people in here so far between my two channels. Okay. Shalom. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just keeping you up to date on some of the things that's going on that you may not hear in mainstream news. And, at the end of the day, despite the fact that we are going through a pandemic don't take evil out of a person's heart. Because no matter what happens, that evil will soon shine through. It always has. And it's no different in this case. It's no different. Okay. Lala Papa? No, this is not a new channel. Neither one of my channels are new. You're welcome, Karen. I would like to thank you for stopping by and listening. I appreciate all of you. Okay. All right, we have 242 people between my two channels. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to inform you of something that will impact many. Now, if you're retired and you're not working anymore, this won't impact you as much, but it may impact the younger people in your family. I wanted to start by saying unemployment is not really giving you a choice. So we know states are reopening and they don't care that this virus did not stop. They are still reopening everything. Unemployment just put out a statement and they are saying, if you don't return back to work, you will be cut off from unemployment. You can't use COVID-19 as an excuse for not returning back to work. That's what they're saying. So whatever company you work for, if they decide to reopen right now, they're making it so you have no choice but to return back to that job, even if they don't provide you with PPE, even if they don't do anything different within the company. You are required to go back. Mitch McConnell is putting a coronavirus plan together where he is saying you are not allowed to sue any company if you happen to go back to work and you get COVID virus and it came directly from your job. He's putting a law in place where you can't sue the company. So as I stated before, the evil will always come out in these people. You can count on it. You can count on it. All right, so let me get into the story that I have from The Hill. This came out April 28th, 2020. States tells workers they'll lose unemployment benefits if they refuse to return to jobs. States that are reopening parts of their economy have warned employees that they'll lose their unemployment benefits if they refuse to go back to work for their employers, even if they're worried about contracting the coronavirus. And of course, quite naturally, you're going to be concerned about that, right? Because it's not just about going back to your job and getting it. You may have a family, you may have children, you may have people in your family with weakened immune systems, somebody elderly. So of course, you're going to have concerns. If your employer and you offer to bring your employee back to work and they decide not to, that's a voluntary quit. So if they contact you and they said, we're opening up the company, we want you to come back, and you're saying, well, I'm not sure, I'm concerned about contracting COVID-19, they will take that as you quit. All right. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said Friday, therefore, they would not be eligible for unemployment money. So you are stuck between a rock and a hard place. So if you go back to work, you can get an incurable virus. If you decide not to go back to work, you lose your unemployment benefits. Sounds like a lose-lose situation when it comes down to the workers. Reynolds also said employers who have workers that refuse to return should file a report with the Iowa Workforce Development. On Monday, the governor announced that she was loosening social distancing restrictions in 77 of Iowa's 99 counties, effective May 1st. The 77 counties, the proclamation permits restaurants, fitness centers, malls, libraries, racetracks, and certain other retail establishments to open in a limited fashion with public health measures in place, the governor's office said in a statement. Reynolds said the 77 counties have neither seen a steady decline in cases and no new cases, which they absolutely couldn't possibly know unless everybody was tested. If everybody was not tested, there is no way they can determine that there are no new cases. So that's a bunch of bull. So the only exceptions for workers getting unemployment after not returning to work is if they are ill with the virus or taking care of a family member who has the deadly disease. So they're saying you have to return back to work. The only way you don't have to come back is if you yourself have the virus or you are caring for somebody in your family with the virus. Those are the only ways out. That's it. Woo, these people are a mess. The situation is similar for workers in Texas, where Governor Greg Abbott on Monday gave the go-ahead for retail stores, restaurants, movie theaters, and malls to reopen. According to the Texas Workforce Commission, to qualify for unemployment benefits in the state, a worker must be willing and able to work all days and hours required for the type of work you are seeking. Cisco Gamez, a Texas Workforce Commission spokesman, told Texas Tribune that employees who choose not to return to work will become ineligible for unemployment benefits. More than 25 million Americans have filed for jobless benefits in mid-March. So they're leaving you with no choice in this matter to whether you feel safe to work. Now, my heart goes out because they're going to enforce this in all states. This is the reason why I'm telling you about this. I have a video coming out tomorrow. Protesters hit Trenton, New Jersey, demanding that the state open back up, and we are second behind New York in cases. There is no way New Jersey is anywhere near ready to be open, but these ignorant people still want it open. I feel for a lot of the people that are working now because, like I said, they got you between a rock and a hard place. We can't forget that we have a lot of single parents. We have men that are raising their kids alone. We have women that are raising children alone in the community. If they have small children at home or teenagers at home, they don't want to run the risk of bringing that stuff home. You don't have any other adult, in many cases, that can't step up to the plate if something happens to you. And yes, you're going to have to think about that. If something happens to you, who's going to take care of your children? Because these states, like I said, Mitch McConnell got it where his plan says you can't sue a company if you contract COVID virus on their premises. At the end of the day, this is about money. It's not about you. It's not about your fear of getting an incurable virus. They don't care about none of that. They don't care. You know, I have a story coming out tomorrow on my secondary channel. They are finding people that are 30 to 40 years old are now having mild strokes from COVID-19, and that number is rising. They're saying that these are people that didn't have to be hospitalized, and they were barely showing any symptoms. Weeks later, after they thought they were over the virus, they had strokes, and that's on the rise. I'm not surprised that America takes this stand. You know, it goes back to something I had said to y'all a long time ago. You can't get civil rights from an animal. Okay? They can't give you civil rights. That animal has a whole different outlook on life. But see, ladies and gentlemen, all of this can change if either these governors or these lawmakers that are enforcing this kind of stuff, they start falling to the virus. or they experience it in a big way within their families or lose people to it, then the attitudes will change, because we know how these people roll. As long as nothing is happening to them, they don't give a damn. Yeah, I have a story coming out, KM Hearts, about that, the blood clots and strokes that people are having. Look, they have not even learned everything about this virus. They don't know a lot about it. They're still in the stages of learning about it. But now they're ready to push everybody back in the midst of this. And I'm telling you, this thing is going to skyrocket in the country. And if it raises during the spring, you have no chance of getting rid of this thing in the summer. I'm just telling you, this is a huge mistake. If you push everybody out here right now, and let's say a quarter of the population get it, there is no way you're going to get rid of this thing through the summer. It's going to be going strong even through the summer. And they are jumping the gun on this. It is way too soon to be doing these type of things. Georgia is already seeing a jump in their number of cases already, and it's only going to get worse. Yeah, I mean, if it sounds unreasonable, just consider the people that are running the country. They are running the show. And I know how these people think. See, as soon as this thing starts going out of control, once again, nobody's going to take responsibility for it. Nobody's going to take responsibility. You watch. Oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do, because this is what they do. This is what they do. They must teach this shit at birth, because they all do it. Every last one of them do it. And me, I firmly believe that the Most High never intended for this place to come back together and operate like that again. And I think as soon as they try to reopen everything and force everybody back to work, they're going to have to close down within, I would say, within 2 to 3 weeks. Everything will have to shut down again. Yeah, money is definitely the god of the US. It is definitely their god. And, you know, what I'm seeing are people that are usually power hungry and money hungry. And right now, that's not being satisfied enough. So they'll risk everybody's life to get that buck. That's what I see. You know, what they really should wait to see if this thing is going to slow down. But as you can see, after slightly over a month, they don't have that kind of patience. And we already know they don't have any irrational, they have a very irrational way of thinking and seeing things. So there's no way you would be able to even talk to these entities that are in charge. You know what they say, the best lesson for a hard head is experience. So let them experience it. You know, what they're trying to do is resurrect America. And I'm telling you, it can't be resurrected. It can't. This really is a done deal. You know, we know what was prophesied. These folks were given 6,000 years. That is over. You know, the Most High is not joking. No, you're not getting 6,200 years. No, you got your 6,000. That's it. That's it. And just hearing about all the other things they found about this virus, they're not going to come up with no vaccine that works for this thing. There is no way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because, we can look at the other vaccines that they have in place, and those vaccines don't work. You see these diseases still everywhere in the world. Look, they've had the flu vaccine out for quite some time. People get the flu every year. Those vaccines aren't stopping people from getting the flu. Come on. But we are supposed to believe they are going to get this COVID-19 vaccine and it is going to work. No, it isn't. They are wasting their time. This thing ain't going to work. Right. Well, I mean, yeah, Lala, they keep talking about the second wave. I don't know why they keep harping on this second wave. We're not even through the first one. What the hell are these people talking about? Again, unreasonable thinking. Unreasonable. You're talking about a second wave and your ass is still fumbling through the first one? America has done worse than every country on the planet. That is shameful enough. You've done worse than every single nation on the planet. America got, well, what they're projecting, which I know it's far more, 1 million cases. As of yesterday, I believe, 1 million cases in America. What we know that whatever number they give you is always an undercount because they haven't really tested that many people. That's a guesstimation and a very weak one, in my opinion. Yeah. And the nursing homes, that is, woof. The nursing homes, it is just completely out of control in all of these nursing homes. So I just want you to know what may be in store for you. Junebug, thank you for the super chat. They can't fix this. There is something very different going on here. A force they cannot control. Yeah, absolutely. Night to Shady, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. Yeah, no, they can't control this. It's very obvious. And, I look at an article like this and I really resent the fact that they're willing to put people in harm's way and not care. But this is what they're doing. So this way, you all got heads up on what may be coming, especially when they reopen your state. Now, so far, the governor here doesn't seem like he's interested in opening the state. He's given it a few more weeks, but I'm sure the subject definitely won't be going away. But I can tell you, New York and New Jersey are the worst two states in the entire country, and we are nowhere near ready to reopen. And to be honest with you, these other states that don't have as many cases, they are now messing things up to where they will eventually become a New York and New Jersey. Yeah, I did see that Og Bootsy, the essential workers, many of them are striking. You know why? Because they have been working without any protective gear, and these employers are not providing it. And I don't think that's right. If you're not going to protect your employees, you should not expect them to work. You want them there doing a job every day and you offer them no protection. I don't think that's right. But technically, you're right, Og Bootsy. If everybody stuck together and not go into work because of, the fear of contracting, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? But in my opinion, y'all, even if they tell you you may lose unemployment if you don't return back to work, I think if they shut the country down again, they may have no choice but to reverse that. You know, they may not have a choice. Well, Trump is sending them illegals home. He's sending them home. And I heard at those immigration detention centers, the COVID virus is there too. Yeah, this is what the richest nation in the world is telling you. You got to go back to work. In fact, you're being forced to do it. Mm-mm-mm. So, y'all, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I just wanted to definitely run this one past you. Definitely pass this along to anybody in your family that's still out here working. You know, I think this needs to be something that people need to be discussing. You know, a serious topic like this. So they want to cut your unemployment off if you don't return back to work, and your jobs. Mitch McConnell is saying you can't sue them if you get coronavirus at your job. So they are, as usual, leaving the American people vulnerable, and you'll have no recourse to fight back. That sounds very American right there. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. May the Most High keep a strong hedge of protection around each and every one of my brothers and sisters in the four corners of the earth. Please keep your head up, remain strong, and I will see you probably in the next couple of days. I'll do another one-on-one live stream with y'all. Peace, family.